Hello everyone, my name is InfographicsAssignmentBarry. Today I will be talking to you guys about the two infographics that I made that were based on my technical instructions assignment that we completed a few weeks ago. That assignment basically was teaching senior citizens how to install home network routers, basically. And for this project particularly, I made two different infographics pertaining to the two different audiences of this technical instructions assignment. So one of the audiences is going to be the senior citizens, whereas the other audience is going to be the tech workshop instructors. So I created this first infographic right here that you see in front of you. That is the infographic for the senior citizens. So it's mainly for people over 55 that you'd find in nursery or nursery homes or basically assistance homes and stuff like that. These people are essentially, they're pretty confident with technology, but they'd like to know more. And because of the independence that they value, they don't want to keep relying on the younger generations to kind of help them. They want to kind of take charge of their own technological prowess, I guess. They're comfortable with using the basic stuff like email, surfing the web, FaceTime, video calls, and stuff like that. But they don't really have the abilities just yet to set up a router or change a network password and stuff like that. So that's what this infographic is about. The second infographic is this one right here. This one pertains more to the tech workshop instructors. So at these homes and stuff, we'll be setting up workshops. These workshops will be led by these technical instructors who know how to set up the routers already. Their role is a little different because they want to make this setup efficient. They want to make sure that it's understandable, it's legible, there's no inaccuracies in it, and there's structure. Because their goal, I would assume, is to guide the group, answer questions, and manage the overall learning process. And even though both groups kind of share the same goal, one of them needs help achieving it, while the other are the ones teaching it to them. Because these audiences are so different, the designs of the infographics are kind of different too. So if we go back to the first one, we can see that I used fewer text just because I wanted to make sure that the key steps, which is the main portion of what they need to know, was kind of the centerpiece of the entire infographic. So if you look down to where it says key steps, you'll see the instructions labeled 1 through 7. It's not too many. They're all single sentence instructions just to keep it simple. I also used simple icons just not to overwhelm them because it's already kind of I wouldn't say difficult, but it's a tedious task to set up a router. So I just wouldn't want to overwhelm them. And then obviously at the bottom, I have common mistakes, just cautionary instructions to just avoid completely. For the instructors, I went back and I kept it more organized and professional just because these instructors they're experienced with setting up network routers, so they don't need the instructions on how to, but just in case, at the very bottom, you'll see that there's a key router setup overview where I just, lay out the initial, just if they need to touch back and like figure out like what steps are they missing and stuff like that, just to touch base, and each of these sections are labeled who are you teaching tips, and key setup overview, just to give them a basic overview of what they can use to teach others. And the information I included in each infographic also changes because each demographic for the respective infographics are different, so they have different needs. So In the seniors version, I kept it only to the essential tips. Like I said earlier, I made sure that the sentences were one sentence only. The stuff that you'll need are basically the most simple thing. You'll just need the router, you'll need a power adapter, an Ethernet cable, or laptop or desktop computer. It's nothing too crazy. Just like simple stuff like entering an IP address, creating a unique password, which should be, that's a good rule of thumb when you're setting up passwords anyway. So it's even more beneficial in this instance. In the instructor version, however, I made sure to I included a broader content as such as who they're teaching, how to teach the workshop, what to emphasize, and what outcomes they should be aiming for. Very detailed step-by-step instructions aren't really necessary in this scenario just because they already know what they're doing, and we don't want to overload them with instructions to follow, because then they'll be reading line by line by line, and it will just make the whole teaching process kind of ineffective, just because it looks like they're learning alongside the seniors, which is not what we want to do. So they just really, in general, they just need a big picture plan. They don't really need the minute details and everything. But yeah, so overall, the differences in design, the content and the tone all come from the separate demographics and separate audiences. One audience wants to learn how to set up the network routers, while the other one wants to teach them how to set up the network routers. The seniors, they need like confidence and, like confidence using technology, because that's something that nowadays seniors do lack. And the instructors need structure. So they don't need structure, but they want to help, they want to help these seniors be able to be technically confident in setting up routers and stuff, so that way they're more technologically independent. That was my rhetorical analysis on my infographics. Thank you for watching.